Hey, 49ers fans. Today we need to talk about one of the most shocking and unexpected situations to hit the San Francisco 49ers this season. If you've been following closely, you know that Brandon Aiyuk, a player who was once a cornerstone for the team, has now become the center of one of the most bizarre stories in recent NFL memory. It all started when the Niners had to make a sudden and unprecedented roster move, placing Aiyuk on the left team reserve list. For those unfamiliar with what that means, this is extremely rare in the NFL. We're not talking about a player walking off the field mid-game or storming the locker room after a heated moment. This is a situation where Aiyuk essentially vanished. Kyle Shanahan even admitted that the team hadn't seen him in about a month, which forced management to act in a way no one had expected. Aiyuk's disappearance left the Niners with no choice but to officially make him ineligible to return this season. While the team had been hoping for some form of communication or reconciliation, Aiyuk broke his silence on social media in a way that only added to the confusion. He posted a cryptic message on Instagram, accompanied by his passion for cars, that left fans and analysts scratching their heads. Translating or interpreting his exact message is nearly impossible. But what is clear is that his dissatisfaction with the organization has been ongoing for some time. To understand how things escalated so dramatically, we have to look back at the contract situation. Aiyuk, who had been developing into one of the top wide receivers in football, had just signed a lucrative deal, one that guaranteed him substantial money over the coming years. Yet despite that, the relationship between him and the team deteriorated quickly. He has chosen not to contest the voiding of his 2026 guarantees, signaling that he wants nothing to do with the Niners anymore. This has left the organization in a tough position financially, although they will gain significant cap space moving forward, which could help the team restructure in the long term. The tragedy of this situation is that Aiyuk was a homegrown talent. Drafted in 2020, he steadily improved every season, culminating in back-to-back 10,000-yard seasons and earning All-Pro honors in 2023. He had become a player around whom the Niners could build a dynamic offense. Despite this, contract negotiations soured the relationship, and even though the team had been willing to negotiate, it seems that he made a firm decision to walk away, regardless of the opportunities offered. It's also worth noting that there were trades on the table with Cleveland and New England, but Aiyuk was unwilling to move. His decision to stay away from the team has been described as petulant and immature by some analysts, but also highlights the complexity of player-team dynamics in professional sports. Athletes have careers that are short, and contract decisions can deeply affect not only their financial future, but also their personal satisfaction and happiness. In this case, Aiyuk's priorities clearly shifted, and the fallout has been immediate and dramatic. The impact on the 49ers roster cannot be understated. Without Aiyuk, the offense loses one of its most versatile and explosive players. His ability to beat man coverage, execute precise routes, and gain yards after the catch made him a perfect complement to other key players, especially Christian McCaffrey. When both are on the field, the offense reaches an entirely different level, and losing that dynamic combination changes the way the team has to strategize moving forward. The ripple effect of his absence touches not only the starting lineup, but also how the team approaches game planning and matchups against elite defenses. On a broader level, this story is about more than just football. It touches on the human side of the sport, the mental health aspect, and the challenges athletes face in high-pressure environments. Aiyuk's disappearance has led many to wonder whether he is truly okay, and if there are personal issues behind the scenes contributing to his actions. The league, the team, and fans alike are left in a state of uncertainty. Watching as a former star seems to withdraw from the sport temporarily. At the same time, it's a reminder of how fleeting sports fame can be. Aiyuk went from being a beloved homegrown player, celebrated for his incredible talent and work ethic, to someone whose relationship with his team has become irreparably damaged. His rise in the league was meteoric, and he earned every accolade he received, yet sometimes even the most talented players encounter situations that derail careers in ways nobody anticipated. For the Niners, it's a blow not just to the team's performance on the field, but to the morale of the locker room and the fan base. And yet, there is a silver lining for the organization. The cap space opened by Aiyuk's departure gives the team a chance to maneuver in future seasons, potentially bringing in new talent to reinforce the roster. The team still has a strong position in the playoffs, sitting at 10-4 with a real shot at securing the top seed in the NFC. The offense has looked impressive this season, particularly with Brock Purdy leading the charge, and there is reason to believe that despite this setback, the Niners can continue to compete at the highest level. Of course, this situation also brings to light the importance of player development and relationships within the team. Shanahan has been vocal about his commitment to Aiyuk and the effort he put into helping him become the player he is. From coaching him on the field to advocating for him in contract negotiations, Shanahan's role in his rise cannot be overlooked. The breakdown, then, is not a reflection of talent or coaching ability, but rather of a relationship that simply could not withstand the pressures of the professional environment and the complexities of financial and personal expectations. As fans, it's difficult to process. You watch a player grow from a promising draft pick into a superstar, and then suddenly, the connection is severed. The disappointment is compounded by the fact that Aiyuk was a player who could change games with his athleticism and intelligence. His absence is felt not only statistically but emotionally because he represented the best of what the 49ers had to offer, a combination of skill, dedication, and local pride. Losing that is hard to reconcile, and it's why this story has resonated so strongly with the NFL community. The conversation around Aiyuk also serves as a broader lesson in professional sports. Talent alone cannot guarantee a smooth career or a harmonious relationship with a team. Negotiations, personalities, expectations, and external influences all play a role. In Aiyuk's case, it seems that despite reaching the pinnacle of his position in terms of recognition and compensation, other factors ultimately dictated the course of events. This makes the story not only about the Niners or Aiyuk, but about the unpredictable nature of sports, where even the brightest stars can face challenges that threaten to overshadow their achievements. With all of this in mind, the 49ers now face a critical juncture. They must adjust, refocus, and continue to push toward the postseason without one of their most talented receivers. Fans are left to speculate about what could have been, while also appreciating the talent that remains and the strategy that will guide the team forward. Aiyuk's story is a cautionary tale, a dramatic chapter in the ongoing saga of the NFL, and a reminder that behind every jersey number, there is a human being navigating challenges that we, as spectators, often cannot fully understand. Now, as we dive deeper into the implications of Brandon Aiyuk's departure from the 49ers, it becomes clear just how much this situation affects not only the team's on-field strategy, but also the locker room dynamics. The offense has been performing well, especially with Brock Purdy finding his rhythm and leading the team efficiently. But losing a player of Aiyuk's caliber changes the landscape in a way that cannot be ignored. He was more than just a wide receiver. He was a playmaker capable of stretching defenses, creating mismatches, and opening space for teammates to thrive. Without him, the coaching staff has to rethink game plans, particularly in critical third-down situations and in red zone scenarios where his versatility was often a decisive factor. The ripple effect is even more apparent when considering the synergy Aiyuk shared with other offensive weapons, particularly Christian McCaffrey and rookie standout Jordan Pyle. Aiyuk's route running, his ability to beat press coverage, and his sharp footwork made him the perfect complement to McCaffrey's versatility in both the running and passing game. Pyle was drafted with the expectation of creating a dynamic duo alongside Aiyuk, a combination that could dominate defenses in a way reminiscent of some of the most feared offensive pairs in recent NFL history. Now, with Aiyuk absent, Pyle is left without his intended partner, and the coaching staff must recalibrate the offensive schemes to account for this missing link, a challenge that will test their adaptability in high-pressure moments. From a psychological standpoint, this is also a significant adjustment for the team. Players build trust and rapport over years of practice and games, and losing a teammate under such mysterious and abrupt circumstances introduces an element of uncertainty. The locker room has to absorb the shock of Aiyuk's decision, maintaining focus on the goals ahead while navigating the emotional weight of losing a former All-Pro and homegrown star. For younger players especially, seeing a high-profile teammate step away without explanation could raise questions about commitment and loyalty, creating a subtle but impactful shift in team culture. What makes this story particularly compelling is how it highlights the complexity of professional sports beyond what fans typically see. Aiyuk's decision to disengage from the team and avoid contact underscores the intense pressures athletes face both on and off the field. Mental health, personal priorities, and the advice of agents or close advisors can all influence decisions in ways that are invisible to outsiders. While some might interpret his actions as petulant or unprofessional, it's essential to recognize that the human element in sports is powerful and often unpredictable. Aiyuk's choices, whether driven by frustration, personal reasons, or external guidance, remind us that athletes operate in a high-stakes environment where every decision carries immense consequences. Financially, the repercussions are significant for the 49ers as well. While the team gains valuable cap space moving forward, the immediate impact on dead cap is notable. Depending on the timing of any potential trades or releases, the organization could still absorb millions in dead money, a financial burden that constrains flexibility in the short term. Yet, the long-term view offers opportunities. Opening up cap space allows the team to explore free agent acquisitions or contract restructures that could address weaknesses exposed by Aiyuk's absence. Essentially, while this chapter is painful, it also presents a strategic crossroads for the Niners, testing the front office's ability to navigate adversity and plan effectively for the future. The timing of all this is also dramatic, coming as the 49ers are performing at a high level with a 10-4 record. The team remains in contention for the top seed in the NFC, and every remaining game carries playoff implications. Losing a player of Aiyuk's caliber at this stage could have derailed the momentum entirely, but the resilience of the roster and the leadership of Shanahan and Purdy have allowed the team to maintain focus. It will be fascinating to watch how the coaching staff adjusts offensive schemes to compensate for the missing talent, whether through increased utilization of McCaffrey, creative play calling, or giving younger receivers more opportunities to step up. Meanwhile, fans are left to grapple with the emotional side of this story. Aiyuk was more than just a player. He was a symbol of the team's draft success, a homegrown talent who had become a face of the franchise. Watching a favorite player depart under such enigmatic circumstances is difficult, particularly when his contributions were so significant. From record-setting seasons to clutch performances in critical games, Aiyuk's presence on the field inspired confidence and excitement. Now, his absence is a stark reminder of how quickly circumstances can shift in professional sports, and how even the most celebrated careers can encounter sudden and unforeseen challenges. There's also an important broader conversation about the culture within the NFL and how organizations handle player relationships. Shanahan has been vocal about his commitment to Aiyuk, advocating for him through contract negotiations and designing plays to maximize his potential. Despite this support, the relationship fractured, highlighting that talent, loyalty, and coaching investment do not always guarantee harmony. Negotiations, expectations, personal satisfaction, and external influences intersect in ways that can derail even the most promising careers. For Aiyuk, this means that despite reaching All-Pro status and securing a substantial contract, the interpersonal and financial dynamics ultimately shaped the outcome more than his performance on the field. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a startling turn of events behind the scenes, whispers from the 49ers locker room suggest that star wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk has reportedly refused to accept what sources describe as a secondary role within the team's offense. The news has reportedly sent ripples of shock through the facility, raising questions about the internal dynamics and future strategies of the franchise. According to insiders, the tension began brewing during recent practice sessions and team meetings, where coaching staff allegedly outlined a revised offensive plan that would emphasize other receiving options, relegating Aiyuk to a role that some believe does not match his explosive talent and career trajectory. Sources close to the situation claim that the young receiver was vocal in expressing his dissatisfaction, emphasizing that he envisions himself as a central figure in the 49ers' aerial attack rather than a supporting cast member. The atmosphere in the locker room has reportedly grown tense, with teammates reportedly caught off guard by the star player's unexpected pushback. While Aiyuk has long been celebrated for his dynamic playmaking and versatility, this development could signal the start of a larger internal debate over the team's offensive identity and hierarchy. Some analysts speculate that the situation might also impact contract negotiations, playing time, and even potential trade considerations, though nothing has been confirmed by the franchise. Coaching staff have reportedly been engaged in quiet conversations to manage the situation, attempting to balance Aiyuk's ambitions with the overall team strategy. Observers suggest that how the organization handles this moment could define both Aiyuk's immediate future and the broader perception of leadership within the 49ers. Fans and pundits alike are watching closely, as the unfolding drama hints at possible shifts in the roster dynamics, and perhaps even the offensive scheme if compromises cannot be reached. While the 49ers have maintained a public stance of unity and focus, the rumors indicate that behind closed doors, a significant negotiation may be underway. Will the team find a way to harness Aiyuk's talent without disrupting cohesion? Or could this internal friction mark the beginning of a major shakeup for the franchise? For now, all eyes remain on the star receiver and the front office as they navigate this potentially transformative chapter. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.